What are we talking about? Everything Meghan's ever done has somehow tied back to her man, whether it's her father, her ex-husband, and now this idiot she's married to. She won't let go of the titles of. Listen, if I'm wrong, then prove it. Let go of the titles and let's see how you do. I see how you're doing with the titles, and it's not good. Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. I'm so glad you're here. You guys, we have so much to talk about. We got good news from the king. We got good news about Catherine, Princess of Wales. And we have news on the other two. So much to discuss. I'm Jen. Thanks for being here, everybody. Honk, honk. Start with the good news, shall we? Yes. Okay. Good news on King Charles. First time seeing him since his shock diagnosis. We saw him at Sandringham. We got some lovely pictures of him coming out along with Queen Camilla. And I'm just so happy. I'm happy that it's good news and it sounds like things are going well. According to news outlets, they're showing that he's actually expected to make an appearance in London next week. So wishing him all the best, all the speedy recoveries, continued health, all the things. It's just, I'm encouraged to see these pictures. This is great. Let's keep the good news coming, shall we? I'm super excited to talk about this. Catherine Middleton is on the mend. She was able to leave Windsor for the first time since her operation. She was able to join Prince William and the three children for their half-term holiday on the Sandringham estate. That's excellent news. I'm so thrilled to hear it. I'm totally speculating, but that sounds like good news to me, and I'm very excited. That's wonderful. Keep the good news rolling in. Again, continued health and recovery to Catherine, Princess of Wales. All right, I'm so sorry to switch off this and go to the bad news. And by bad news, I mean Harry and Meghan. Let's talk about that. You guys, I had to laugh. I was Googling pictures for the thumbnail and I found these and I did not alter them. They are just Meghan being Meghan, right? All right, let's talk about it. So we got so much coming out from these two. And I don't know, they're people, and by people I mean probably Meghan, putting out stories saying they'll be at the Super Bowl. Look for them at the Super Bowl. And guess who wasn't at the Super Bowl? Wah, wah. You mean their good friend Beyonce, who was there at the Super Bowl, who Meghan was pretending to text during the documentary? She couldn't help Meghan score tickets? Oh no. Too funny, you guys. I'm pointing this out because this is just a thing that they do, right? Just like the Dior campaign. Remember, Meghan was going to be the face of? Wah, wah. They put these stories out and just hope that something will stick, that they'll get some sort of invite or they'll somehow be included. And it's not panning out for those two. Anybody else besides me think about what she must have told Has No Balls when she was trying to convince him that his family was awful and that they should leave? Harry, we'll be rock stars. Everybody will want us at their parties and events. Not panning out so well, is it? I think about stuff like that, and I wonder if it's actually sunk in yet that, yeah, everything they touch turns to crap. Then please tell me you saw this. Victoria Beckham took a swipe at Meghan. Oh, it was delicious. So she has this thing up where it's a short video. It's like an ad, and it's with David Beckham. Hello, David Beckham. And they're taking a dig. They're saying, what was the group I was in called again, David Beckham? Was it the Saffron Squad? Or maybe it was the Nutmeg Megan. Sorry. Jeez, it's stuck on my brain. Maidens. So again, taking a dig at Nutmeg, as she's called, or the Sussex Squad, perhaps. Too fun. And well-deserved, based on things we've heard. And if you're like, Jen, remind me, what's the deal? So many stories came out, but allegedly David and Harry were friends, and then David was told to ghost. I'm sorry, nope. Harry was told to ghost David, allegedly by Meghan, because Victoria was outshining her at events, and Meghan couldn't have that. That's one of several stories I've heard. I've heard allegations of using the connection to Victoria and then being horrible to her. I've heard things like allegedly staying at their house and being horrible to that. All kinds of stories like that. So even any version of that sounds about right, and this makes it even more fun that Victoria's getting her revenge. Are going to get to the main event. It's an article about how Meghan is jealous of Catherine, Princess of Wales. We all know that, but I'm excited to read it anyway. But first, I did want to point out this as well. I'm seeing more and more things like this. Of course, we keep hearing the success of the show Suits, and possible spin-offs and things. Again, I think this is things that Meghan's people or Meghan herself, because I don't believe she'd listen to anybody, are throwing out there hoping to get some sort of traction, something to take off. So I think she believes it would be beneath her to be in this show, not that they asked her anyway. I think she started the rumor of possible, producing it or directing it or whatever nonsense it was. I don't believe any of it. But I think it's interesting that articles like this are coming out. Anybody else get a weird vibe off that Patrick J. Adams? We've talked about him at length about how he stands up for Meghan, and there's just always been a weirdness there. It's like that, I don't know. It's like he needs to be her knight in shining armor or something. It's very bizarre. And so I think this is interesting that more and more is coming out where he seems to be distancing himself. I've heard probably the same rumblings you have that, he's married and his wife's not into this. Somebody had isolated a footage where Meghan was brought up and his wife pulled a face, and I think that's pretty fun. I don't know what the story is. All I can assume is he's been markled too, but I really get a weird vibe off the guy, so he deserves it. He's been standing up for her. He's getting what he deserves. All right, let's get to the main event, shall we? This comes out of courtesy of Daily Mail, and I'm here for it. Meghan Markle must have been incredibly envious. Can we say that again? Must still remain incredibly envious of Catherine, Princess of Wales, because of the princess's sisterly relationship with Prince Harry. I think that's one of about 100 reasons Meghan is incredibly envious. I can't underline that point enough of Catherine, Princess of Wales. All right, Meghan Markle must have been incredibly envious. Can we just say that together? Come on, sit down your tea, say it with me. She's incredibly envious. And then jealous of Catherine, Princess of Wales, a royal expert has claimed. Editor of Majesty magazine, Ingrid Stewart, suggested to The Telegraph that that one, I don't say titles for her, was perhaps jealous of her husband Prince Harry's close sibling-like relationship with Catherine. Unfortunately, it points to Meghan doesn't like it. Maybe Harry was a little in love with Catherine. Oh, I think he was fully in love with Catherine, said the royal author before adding, no, I don't mean physically, but mentally. Remember when it was just the three of them? Well, the author seems afraid to go there, but I'll go there. Of course, he's always had a thing for Catherine. Physically, mentally, all the above. How could you not? Don't we all? But it's so funny to me. I love when stories like this come out. We've known this forever, but I love when it hits mainstream media. But yeah, I mean, it explains so much why Meghan won't stop targeting Catherine, Princess of Wales. It doesn't make it right, but it makes it make sense a little bit more. We've seen it countless times. We've seen it, you see it in the photographs. It's things like, I really believe right here, a picture shown, Meghan has a thing for William, and it's like it dawned on her, oh shit, I'll never be with the future king. I'm stuck with this doofus right here in between the future king and I. And then it's like, she could not compete. She could not compete with Catherine, Princess of Wales in any way. And I'm not just talking physically, I'm talking everything about her personality is the polar opposite, it seems. So of course she's jealous and envious and all the things. Bitter. I think it is. And it shows. I mean, you can see it in, again, photos like this. And I'm not saying that, I was going to say you have Harold in the background there, but I'm not saying he's innocent either. They're both guilty of it. They both have continuously targeted Catherine in books and interviews. And again, I've brought it up and I want to bring it back up. Meghan knows what she's doing. She brings up things like awful nicknames that I won't repeat that Catherine has been called through the years. Meghan brings those up to remind everybody how to harass Catherine. Look at the sugars, for instance. They're rabid right now because I really feel like I've said it in another video. They're more and more desperate. As Harry and Meghan get more desperate, they become more desperate. And the awful things they're saying about Catherine, like, where's Catherine and stuff, like, heaven forbid she needs to go on the mend or something. It's not Catherine calling the paparazzi on herself to come to parking lots. That's really pathetic. It's Meghan. If you want to play the where is anybody game, I'll play it with you. Where are your kids? Because you don't seem to spend a lot of time with them. Just saying. All right, let's continue on. He always longed for his sister. He told Diana that. Psychologically, I think he just adored her. And he was always there at Kensington Palace in their fridge, What's for supper? Elsewhere, Ingrid, whose new book, My Mother and I, centers on King Charles's relationship with the late Queen Elizabeth, said that the jealous one thought she was going to be a princess and live in Windsor Castle. Can I just tell you, in real time, I'm finishing up that King Charles book. I'm still releasing the episodes, but I'm about to record the last episode today. But anyway, check back to the channel lots because it's still coming out. And I just got to this whole history in Windsor and the castle and what it means to King Charles and about Catherine and William and the children's life there. And I find it, I'm just obsessed with Windsor. It's like one of my favorite places in the whole world. I find it so interesting and I find it so funny because I meant to make more of a point of that in the video. I don't think I did a good enough job, but that's exactly what I've heard too, is that Meghan had grand plans for Windsor and making it her and Harry's. Can you imagine? They would destroy that place. The beautiful, beautiful place. No way. No way. Of course she had designs on that place. They couldn't even make it more than a few months in the royal family because it was too hard. They just wanted to live in a palace. Too funny. But side note, if you do want to read this book, My Mother and I, after I finish up the King Charles book, let me know in the comments. I'm always open for a good book. Instead, that one and the other one decided to continually complain how they were stuck in Nottingham Cottage. Remember the Little Mermaid thing over and over? They were begging Meghan to get involved. No, I don't even think it was that. It was like, please do something. And she just wanted to stay at home and watch Little Mermaid make herself a victim over and over. But they called it, quote, my hovel. Guess what? No self-awareness. You could stick most of us in that quote-unquote hovel and give us everything you guys got, every opportunity, everything you had paid for, security, cars, you name it, whatever it was, wardrobe, paid for, and yet you still found a reason to complain. The royal author continued, I think that Meghan must have been incredibly envious and then jealous of Kate. I hate calling her that. Catherine, Princess of Wales. I heard Meghan actually thought she was going to be a princess and live in Windsor Castle. Instead, there's William and Catherine with this beautiful house while they were stuck in Nottingham Cottage. Who feels sorry for them? No one. Stuck in Nottingham Cottage. Are you kidding me? They always make themselves the victims. Let's try this a different way. They had a free, beautiful home, everything they could ever want, and then some. Vacations, travel, security, everything. Access, connections, you name it. Seamstresses, things that Meghan would never use. Irons. I could keep going. They had all of it. Nope. They just chose to complain about it. You ready for one of the more sickening lines? Here we go. In December, an insider told The Telegraph that Meghan, quote, felt she had more of a right to speak than Catherine at certain events. I say it like that because how long has Catherine been part of this family and shown herself to be loyal and trustworthy and all the things, right? And wonderful to everybody in the family, but Meghan thought she had more of a right to speak up because she was, quote, a self-made woman. I'm sorry. What are we talking about? Everything Meghan's ever done has somehow tied back to her man, whether it's her father, her ex-husband, and now this idiot she's married to. She won't let go of the titles of. Listen, if I'm wrong, then prove it. Let go of the titles and let's see how you do. I see how you're doing with the titles, and it's not good. Let's continue with the ridiculousness. That one was allegedly uneasy with the Prince and Princess of Wales being the superior royals. Too effing bad. How do you not know anything about how the pecking order works or how any of this works, the line of succession? You can't You can't use that anymore where you pretended not to know. Clearly you knew. You knew what you were doing. I think she and the idiot husband had been lying to each other this whole time. She lied to him thinking, I'm this easygoing girl. I'll be so much fun. I'll be a great addition. I'm a hard worker. I'm self-made. And then he lied to her like, oh, yes, we could definitely be the number one family. We could have Windsor Castle. Come on, let's do this. So the article continues on that she was particularly uncomfortable by work or having to do anything. This was particularly the case during a Royal Foundation forum in February 2018, a source said, when it's claimed the tension between the Fab Four was palpable. Now, what's funny about that is, remember I had a sugar comment that said my hate was palatable. I think they meant palpable. Meghan felt she was a self-made woman. Again, how? I don't know. That just shows the level of delusion we're working with. Whereas Catherine, Princess of Wales, hadn't really had her own career. What are we talking about? Yes, she did. Just because Meghan had no idea and didn't do any research doesn't mean that Catherine didn't have her own career. An insider told the publication. She felt like she had more of a right to speak than her sister-in-law, who had married into the family as an unknown. Are you kidding me with this bull crap? Are we still doing this? Really? This is just another way for Meghan to go after Catherine in the press. Her favorite thing to do. It's like we didn't see it. She thinks that we're all so stupid we couldn't see through it in everything she's done. Every interview, every time she's spun this narrative of, I don't know, that Catherine is lazy? Like, only ones that have become known as the lazy effing grifters are, say it with me, Harry and Meghan. Then to really tick us all off, they bring up Plastic Man and say that one who wrote the dumb book blamed Catherine. He blamed everybody for everything because it's Meghan's way of doing it, and plus Meghan helped write the book, allegedly, right? So, I mean, come on. So everybody else's fault except for Harry and Meghan's always. So it's Catherine's fault, apparently, according to Plastic Man and Meghan, that Catherine didn't foster this meaningful relationship. What are we talking about? You have continually bashed her over and over. We've seen it. I keep saying it. We've seen it in everything. Everything she's done, from pictures to interviews and everything in between, books, everything. And yet, this is somehow Catherine's fault? I don't think so. Just because it works with your idiot husband telling him things and he believes you doesn't mean it'll work with us. It's also reported that Meghan received a lukewarm reception from formal William and Catherine when her relationship with Prince Harry turned serious. Are we kidding? Are we still doing this? Are we bringing this back up again? I'm sorry. Again, can I point out that she bragged about wearing ripped jeans to meet William and Catherine, future king and queen? Bragging about wearing ripped jeans to meet them because, I'm so easygoing and likable. It's my California charm, right? Isn't that what Meghan was trying to convince everybody of? And yet we've seen her go to charity functions where it would make so much more sense to dress down wearing thousands of dollars of ridiculous designer things. And then we just came off of the Jamaica fiasco, right? Where she's walking around a sticky floor in a ball gown. Like, you can't make this stuff up. Let's keep going. As Harry wrote in his book Spare, when he first introduced Meghan, we know the story. It comes after the Daily Mail's Richard Eden revealed that the Princess of Wales, who underwent successful planned abdominal surgery more than 3 weeks ago, is on the mend. Yay, that's good news. Then it goes into Catherine, Princess of Wales, and the things we've talked about with her being on the mend after the surgery. So yay, that's great news. Great way to end the article. Yeah, I'm going to leave this here because it's just more BS, and I'm not blaming the author on this one. It's just recalling this history just riles me all up once again. Also, I'd like to point out, while I have your attention, still no word on the parks from Harry and Meghan. Happy to throw out crap like this, like remind everyone how awful they are to everybody, especially Catherine, Princess of Wales, but still no word on the parks. Can't speak up about that. How's that feminism going now, Meghan? You standing up for those women? I don't think so. Guys, I'm feisty. I'm caffeinated. I'm feisty. So I need you to be caffeinated and feisty with me in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on all this. Lots of stuff coming at us. Don't worry. I'm here. I'm on this. I'm not letting them get away with any of this crap. You guys are the best. I need to know your thoughts on this. Please let me know in the comments below. Guys, this was a lot of fun. I'm not... I'm not done with all this. I'm renewed because of the bullshit that continues to fly our way. So I'm also invigorated because I'm so happy to hear about King Charles and Catherine Princess of Wales and their continued recoveries. But I'm always down to talk about this stuff because I don't think we should let it go or forget what happened, because I certainly am not. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for all the lovely comments you always leave me, for all the love and support. Even just being subscribed and hitting that thumbs up and all the things you do to help the channel, help the algorithm. You don't know how much it helps. I really appreciate that so much. You guys are lovely. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the lovely comments. If you want to further support, check out the merch. Check out patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. Thank you guys for everything. I truly hope you have the best day. I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Honk, honk.